Hi, welcome to Rogues and Romances, a Twice Rolled Tales production. I am Linnie Schell, I'll be your keeper for the evening. We are doing a homebrewed Call of Cthulhu, so we're using Call of Cthulhu Regency, but we're not using some of the more spectral, esoteric Cthulhu Lovecraftian bits. We are kind of focusing on the investigation and the mystery in the Regency era. My lovely players will introduce themselves.
I'm Elliot. I am playing Bones.
I'm Rowan McStay. I'm playing Lenora Blackwell.
I'm Phoebe Zimmerer, playing Anne Waldron.
I'm Jasmin Malave, playing Sally Gibbs, playing Mary Gilbert.
Never gets old.
Last we left our players, they had discovered a conspiracy within the deepest heart of the gentry, one that has torn asunder more than one family. They have successfully kept Sally Gibbs's identity mostly under wraps, though Anne Waldron is, as always, sharp as a tack. Haunted perhaps by an ex-fiancé who refuses to go away, she nevertheless has persisted in coming and showing up at the dance. Bones has brought yet another creature that has caused even more havoc.
That was someone else.
Temporarily being ejected from the manor, although Lenora has snuck him and Mr. Young Zachary Colt back inside. They have discovered poisons, letters, and are closing in on their suspect, and now must ferret out who exactly was involved and if they can bring them to justice. They are upstairs in the office and have to decide to go either down to the ballroom to continue to talk to people, sneak out. They have a third remaining dance, a masquerade ball, and the trouble of figuring out who has done this murder will only be compounded by the fact that they may not be able to know who they can trust. So, your guys' move. What you gonna do?
Okay, so we're still all hiding in the
We're all
secret
crammed
study.
in the
You're
secret
all
study.
you're all in the
Fire
secret.
study.
Very
just
hot.
It's very warm.
A bit stuffy, yes.
It's
It's not that large.
Not ideal. We should maybe get the hell out of here.
Yes. Oh, by the way, this is young Zachary Caldwell. Have you made
Is that
acquaintance?
his name?
Zachary Colt.
Colt? Zachary Colt? Is there a Caldwell here?
I
don't think so.
No, there's a Cunningham, and then there's a...
Just sounded right. Young Zachary Colt. I know everyone's name.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Caldwell.
Pleasure. Miss Waldron?
Mr. Colt?
This is Miss Mary Gilbert.
It's so lovely to make your acquaintance.
He recognized me. Actually, give me, so he rolled a 20. Give me a disguise check.
Oh god.
Ooh.
So I think you'd have to get an extreme
stop one
success.
side.
Yeah.
Where's my disguise is like okay. 20.
20.
Is that an extreme success?
No. It's a
hard
success.
Hard success. Wait, because extreme...
That's so funny that y'all rolled the same. What?
Oh man. You rolled a 20.
He knows I'm not Mary, but he doesn't know who I am.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think he clocks that you're not Mary.
He's met Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was married.
He's
Can I like give him a look of like, sort of like a...
Yeah, sure. He takes your look and he says, a new acquaintance, yes. Miss Gilbert. Pleasure.
Why does everyone keep looking at Miss Gilbert like that?
I haven't the foggiest.
You guys can give me a psychology check if you want.
Bones famously bad at that.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's really good. That is a very hard. So it's like a 17.
Yeah, I think that you obviously don't know who these two people are, but I think you have done enough investigation and like research on people trying to conceal themselves that you're like, oh, something's up.
Something's happening here.
Yeah.
I think Lenora just starts like writing what she hopes is going on, like for the sake of the story.
I'm like not doing well. I think this is where you realize that like I've covered the weird fire marks on my dress.
Yeah, so you
Looking
think
at it singed, like,
back to
everything's
her
all
like
rough.
lack of social knowledge of some things, her disastrous first
Yeah.
dance,
Okay.
that she's re-wearing a dress,
Yeah.
and then whatever is happening between Zachary and Anne right now.
It's all coming
It's almost as if
together.
there have been many hints along the way.
But like women support women, so I think she's just like, lovely.
Yeah, Zachary is staring somewhat intently at Anne.
Anne is trying really hard to like not meet his eye.
With that 17 psychology check, can I
Yeah.
tell there's like a thing going on
Oh,
there
yeah.
too?
Zachary head over heels.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
You're
getting the house.
And
You're getting the house.
great.
We're getting in this house.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love that.
Mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lenora's just in her head like, oh, romance, mystery, disguise. I love it.
I think Bones is just 1,000 yards staring with that 83, just like,
You're quite all right, Mr.
The
Burns.
huh?
I'm all right.
Yes. I suppose I shouldn't go back to the ballroom. I don't believe I'm welcome anymore.
Right. Terribly sorry about that.
Oh no, my fault entirely.
Is the raccoon alright?
Yes, the young raccoon will be heading back with me after the festivities are over. Suppose he's not welcome at the Fenton estate.
That's terribly cute.
You put him in a
He
little
is
mask
terribly
tomorrow
cute.
and he should
Yes.
be able to come in.
Hasn't he already got one?
Yes, he does.
Well, him and tomorrow's guest would not get along.
He's quite a perfect tomorrow's guest.
Sorry?
Who's tomorrow's guest? That's
No.
very exciting.
We'll see if I'm welcome
You
tomorrow.
can't just leave us on a
Miss
cliffhanger like
Waldron,
that.
are you quite all right? I mean, from the fire yesterday.
Oh, yes, yes, absolutely. But didn't even get singed.
Oh, I was watching you walking. I saw you walking outside yesterday, so I assumed you must be okay. But I thought I would. I was out in the grounds as well, and then you walked in.
Yeah, I fared much better than my friend, and thank you for your concern. So,
We all know you were out there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes, we do.
Of course, darling.
Yes. Well, you know, I know.
We
With
take
your-
out
with
like
your
the big
pulleys.
wad of string that we have, like that Layton gave me.
During the day.
What?
During the day when you took a stroll out in the woods.
Oh!
Were you all? Were you? Have you been? Did you set a watch on me?
Well, Nigel does keep very busy throughout the day.
I feel like I should be offended.
You should be.
Then I am offended.
Wonderful. What sort of metaphysical justice supplies have you brought?
Well,
We have your string from the other night.
There's string.
There's a lot of string.
need
It's
more than
very
that?
tangled. I can have my brother start to untangle it, but it may take him a while.
Actually, I'm quite good at that.
Oh, wonderful,
kind of
thank you.
covered in mud and just like bracken.
Yes.
Oh,
if
never
you have,
mind.
yeah, that's all right. If you have more string,
I
that would
have
probably be.
more string. My plan was sort of to sneak in and move stuff about. I hadn't quite. The ghost was sort of mine. My
The
one
evidence
thing.
of a
The
specter.
specter was
Yes.
really. I was leaning hard on that one.
So now we're going to do a poltergeist.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, fun.
I quite think this may be my brother's flair for the dramatic coming out, but I
Yes.
do think
Of course, your brother's flair.
yes, the just oblivious. I wonder if we did sort of a haunting. I think we
Yes.
maybe perhaps we try to poke around and find out who exactly was involved, and then could we bring back the spectre of Mr. Willoughby and set off maybe some of the booby traps around the house at the same time, entrap various people who were involved in the booby traps throughout the house, culminating tomorrow night at the end of the masquerade in sort of a bombastic display of metaphysical justice wherein the spectre of Mr. Willoughby comes out to convict the killer.
An unmasking, if you will.
Sounds
I will,
terribly
Mr.
exciting.
Burns, I absolutely will.
Zachary says, Yes. I have a lot of Boulter's old clothing. So perhaps if I were to adorn myself
Yes,
Yes.
and then wear a mask so no one could see who I was,
quite,
and then appear, suitably dramatic,
of course.
I could be the specter of this metaphysical justice.
Wonderful,
You know,
wonderful, wonderful.
A ghostly judge from beyond.
Give me your best Boulter impression.
Okay. It is I!
Oh.
It's very, a bit pitchy.
Mr. Burns, we might have to have you do the voice.
Down.
A bit pitchy.
Yes, that
Maybe
might
it's
be
not-
the-
much anguish, less.
It is I from beyond the grave.
Zachary.
Mr. Court,
It was very nasal.
That was better.
We have to. He was nasal.
Nasal, but with a certain gravitas.
Mr. Court, why don't you try moving your mouth to what Mr. Bones says?
Sure.
Would you like to give that a shot?
Yes.
Right.
You've killed me. Miss Fenton. Miss Annette Fenton, that is. 6 out of 10, my boy.
Also, the clarification.
Perhaps we could.
Yes.
Right.
There's lots of Miss Fentons.
There are many Fentons. We certainly don't want to offend Mrs. Isabel if she hasn't been part of it.
She could be.
Oh, she probably is.
But his voice pitched over the battlefield.
Sure.
That was really the mark. But perhaps beyond the grave has endowed him with a.
Yes, I feel if you're embodying a spectre, you should have a certain boominess.
There's a gravitas.
The
Yes,
specter of
gravitas.
women. Perhaps that's unfair to them.
Sorry?
Never mind.
It seems like some anti-woman shit.
But as far as today,
Yes.
I have the string, and we could move things.
We could train the macaws
We could
to echo Boulter's voice around the house.
They are quite clever, unnaturally
They are quite
so.
unnaturally clever birds.
What if we teach them to say something to the effect of, there's been a murder, and we send them around to whisper, and then for tomorrow, we set up the various booby traps around the house to entrap the people who were involved in ways sort of corresponding to their involvement.
Oh, yes.
We could get a bit tricky with it. It could be fun.
Do we... A rather nasty thought just occurred to me. Do we threaten young Miss Hester with exposing her lost love?
Oh.
I would
Seems-
rather not.
To what effect?
Well,
Yes,
she seems
exactly.
that one of those sorts who cares about her reputation, and she might know some things. I'm just thinking now might be the time to get our hands dirty.
Oh.
Zachary.
I mean, I do not know how I feel about that.
Well, that's fair.
Could try to force some sort of a confession if she's helping.
Helping's good. Okay, helping's better than threatening.
It could.
We could ask her to help,
We could.
and then threaten if she refuses.
What if we give her enough information that we know that it was a murder most foul against her beloved, and then we convince her to help us?
Yes.
I believe
Bring her to
some-
the side of justice.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we can find...
I seem to doubt that she would have had anything to do with this. Her letters seem very sincere.
Who would like to kidnap the young girl?
Oh. You have plenty of
Zachary
pages.
puts his hand up and then puts it down.
Miss Court, do you have any ideas?
You're a charming young fellow. Surely you can
You sort of whisk her away.
bring her to your graces.
At the ball that I have snuck into that I'm not allowed to
Well,
be
tomorrow's the masquerade. We can hide your identity.
It would be quite lovely to find out a little more about who may have been involved sooner rather than later.
I mean, I would desperately like to get involved. My mother will kill me if I am caught and or in deep trouble.
Sure.
Right.
So as long as I can be somewhat circumspect.
No, she can't kill you. You're meant to inherit the house.
Yes.
No, the house has been inherited by someone else.
Oh no, we'll figure it out. Don't worry. After we expose the murder, you're meant to inherit the house.
We're working
It have
it
to
out.
be an incredible petition
There's
before
a
the
several-step plan
Right.
in place.
We're thinking long term.
Yes. You and Miss Waldron.
It's okay.
I'm very old. Sometimes I have certain flights of fancy.
Nora's just like,
He does not believe you. But also is very confusing.
it would be quite a picture, wouldn't it?
You guys hear the strains of another dance beginning. It's probably like 2/3 of the way through the night. So if you want to do any more walking around the house without being seen, you're probably gonna have to do it now before people start getting ready to leave and going out.
I think now would be a good time to reintroduce ourselves back into the eyes of the public.
Of course.
Sure.
Um,
I'm just gonna pretend like I'm supposed to be here.
Sure, of course.
The footmen are out front. They're the ones who kicked me out. As long as they haven't reported to the Fentons, I should.
Very true, very true.
No one else knows.
And I'll leave out the library when I leave. For the
Wonderful. I
evening.
hear there was a fire in there. Yes.
Terrible.
Are we trying to find any more information tonight? Are we trying to speak with Miss Hester tonight? Are we having Zachary do that tomorrow?
I think
We should
it's
talk to her tonight.
chatting tonight.
Right. Should we try to pull her aside and have a conversation
I suppose it
with
might be the
young
thing to
Zachary?
do,
She
although-
didn't like me
Oh,
very
I'm not.
much.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Yes,
I can come back tomorrow.
I
You should leave.
I do think
Yes.
Miss
For
Schell,
tonight.
it perhaps would be simpler to pull people aside for clandestine chats under the guise of the masquerade tomorrow.
Yes.
Yes.
Miss Waldron, do you have any ability to speak with her? And it seems as though the two of you may have something in common, and she may be able to.
Yes, I have had
Forgive-
that same thought.
Right. Forgive my indiscretion. I don't mean to be unkind. I only think that it may be quite useful to have you speak with her. She might connect with you in a way that the rest of us may not be able to.
I agree.
So perhaps we should leave that to you. Wonderful.
Am I doing that tonight, or...?
I do think it would be good to maybe mention wanting to have a talk tomorrow. I think that she's been filling her dance card today, so it would be nice if we could get her aside tonight.
Could you call on her tonight after the event or tomorrow morning?
Here's my thinking on the matter. Hester seems a bit of a hysterical type. I worry that we may escalate things a bit too soon if we say something to her tonight.
Then she has all day to speak to her family members, especially
Yes,
her
exactly. And if,
mother.
if things go poorly, then we run the risk of...
We don't want this getting back to her grandmother.
Exactly. So it may be best to hold such discussions until such time as anything she could do could only serve our purposes rather than negate them.
So you guys are all gonna come downstairs, reintroduce yourself. Bones, you're just playing it cool.
I'm just playing it cool.
So you're all gonna. Zachary says, "I'm going to attempt to slip out the servants' stair. Many of the servants are still, the housekeeper is still known to me. So if I time it right, I should be able to slip out the back. No one the wiser.
Wonderful.
That will keep me out of the events of the rest of the night, and I'm sure I will hear about them tomorrow, because I was not here
You were not here.
at
You were
all.
not here.
Tell Miss Chesterton if you run into her that you're with me. And
Yes.
then keep moving.
And that you were not here.
And that you were not here.
Of course, we'll lead with that.
Not here, not with me, but with me.
Right, but if you
in spirit,
In spirit.
talk about it too much, then people will begin to suspect. So
You should
probably better
maybe
to just say
go.
nothing.
Yes. You should
yes,
just leave.
yes. Okay, I will leave. Miss Waldron, Miss.
Start working on your costume for tomorrow.
Yes, I believe my aunt will be more than happy to assist me.
Yes.
It seems like her particular flair for the dramatic.
Absolutely.
Alright, so Zachary walks off. You think he has because he can kind of camp here and wait for a clear moment, he probably has a pretty good chance of getting out unnoticed.
Wonderful.
Hang on a roll. Yeah, he gets out. Okay. So that leaves the four of you.
Back to the...
You guys are gonna go downstairs?
Back downstairs. I think we sort of trickle
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should
trickle.
not go all at once.
back down.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you three, great. I'm gonna need a stealth from you to avoid the footmen.
13, baby.
Yeah, there it is.
You've gone on a lot of safaris. Like,
Yeah.
if you couldn't get past a
The
guard.
sneakiest.
Yeah, that's a hard pass.
Perfect.
Yeah, so you guys are all there. And you guys are also gonna circulate back through the ballroom?
I actually might go to the curio room and start whispering to the macaws to get them ready.
I would love to join with the macaws.
Amazing.
Great. Okay, so, and you guys are gonna go to the ballroom?
Yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, cool. Yes.
I'm just gonna be like a little chaotic. Not
Now's
like
the time.
chaotic.
Yep, absolutely.
And just find Layton.
Sal?
Yeah, I'll go with.
Alright, cool. So, you walk in, and the ballroom is slightly changed. So, if you would give me a second to just...
As this is getting set up, just have like a little moment with Sally because I feel like we haven't even really talked.
Yeah, not really.
Miss Gilbert, how's your dress holding up?
Fine, thank you.
Right.
Why do you ask?
No reason. I seem to notice you've been quite. I admire your ingenuity in fixing it up. It's
Thank
It's
you.
quite lovely.
Can I be candid?
Of course.
I only have the one dress.
Oh, that's quite all right.
Well, the thing is, it's not even my dress.
Really? Oh, did you borrow it from someone? I think Lenora's kind of like playing dumb a little bit. Like
You could say I have borrowed it.
right.
I'm feeling terrible about sending it back in such a condition.
Oh, do you need another dress for tomorrow?
No, I don't need another dress, but I don't actually have a mask for the event.
Oh, well, we could certainly set you up with something there.
Oh,
Would you like Layton and I to bring you a mask tomorrow?
that would be lovely. You don't mind?
No, of course not.
I don't want to put you out.
No, my mother sent me 14 of them, and I don't want to wear any of them. They're much too ostentatious.
Oh, all right. Whatever's the simplest mask, truly.
Well, I've got first claim on that one, but you can have the second simplest one.
All right.
Wonderful. Are you
I'm
having a good time?
I am, and I'm staying at the Prancing Pony.
Oh, interesting. That's a lovely setup. I've heard it's wonderful there. I haven't had the pleasure of visiting myself.
It's quite nice.
Do you spend a lot of time there?
You could say that.
Well, should we meet? Should I meet you at the Prancing Pony in advance of the ball tomorrow, and perhaps we can walk over together?
That would be lovely. Actually, my carriage broke the other day, and I could use a lift to the
Wonderful.
estate.
I shall let Layton know that we will pick you up at the Prancing Pony, and we'll bring you a mask. You sure you don't need another dress?
No, this is quite all right.
Did you have to return the one to its previous owner at some point?
Eventually.
Right.
Or maybe not.
Are they attending?
Huh? Time to dance.
Wonderful.
As you guys walk in, you see that another dance is in swing. Give me a... No, this is going to be fairly obvious. So you notice that Leopold and Hester are no longer tightly entwined. They are on opposite ends of the ballroom. And it looks like Hester is sort of like in the middle of stalking quite quickly away from him, looking... trying her level best to not look upset, but looking deeply upset. And give me a psychology.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm going to spend 5 float points. I want it. Oh, no, wait. 10. Oh, shoot. Do I do it?
You could also push the roll. That's your other option. So if you
Okay.
wanted to...
I'm gonna push it for sure.
What are you going to do to push this roll?
I think maybe like possibly risk being very obvious about like looking and like maybe talking briefly about it and being like, did you see that? Like, is that?
I'll just start approaching Leopold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
We'll
much
push it.
closer.
We're both
Gonna get in his face.
That went from a 75
Okay.
to a 5.
Ooh, nice.
That is an extreme success.
extreme success.
This is just a
She
regular.
looks terrified, like
Oh.
scared, not upset, not angry, scared. Like, and you've been looking at her a lot and kind of observing her. So this is not the upset you've seen before. Like, truly, something has happened. She is afraid for her life in a truly deeply meaningful way.
Whoa.
I mean, she's Patty's daughter, so it's probably not perceptible to people who don't know her or haven't been watching her the past couple of nights. But yet she is deeply terrified, and it absolutely has to do with something that Leopold just said to her.
Oh.
And Leopold was also the one who was in the curio room with Annette when Annette said, we heard the tail end, somebody heard the tail end and do it for the family.
Yes. So you also, like, looking around, you see Annette Fenton is in the middle of dancing. You see Hester's walking up this way. You do see your brother in kind of a circle with Patty, Hillgrove, and Isabel and Hubert Fenton. You also see Jessica and Beatrice in conversation with the Reverend Wallace and Dr. Brown. You also see that Jane Hillgrove is dancing with John Potts. That she has mustered up the courage and she's dancing with someone.
Cute. Okay.
And you see a couple
Be
of
nice, John.
No, John's a good boy. You see a couple of
Kids
people
aren't bad.
scattered. The library looks like people still haven't gone in. It is still quite smoky.
Sure.
It's kind of kept it cleared. And you see Robert still standing in the corner. He cannot get rid of Spencer. You hear the trail.
Good.
You love this. That was the whole plan. That was the whole plan.
You think that someone has put a word in Spencer's ear about something, because Spencer has been focusing on sort of engagement and contract, like verbal contract law. And he's just really has gotten into, when you promise someone something, what does that mean in the legal sense?
Oh god, Spencer.
Very funny.
This is so good.
And
Is he just like drunk now? Robert's just trying to drink his way
no,
through
he
this
has not been able to get away to get a drink.
Oh my god, it's even worse.
Painfully
God,
sober.
I hope he has to pee.
And Beatrice is just like, Beatrice can see all of this, and normally you would rescue a spouse from this. This would be, she's letting him cook. She's letting him cook. Also, he
deserves
can't
it.
cause any trouble talking to Spencer.
Yeah.
So she's like, screw you, and also this is the safest place in this room for you. Stay. Yes.
Miss Gilbert, Hester looks terrified.
So you noticed that too?
Right, of course, yes. It may be time for either Miss Waldron or one of us to speak with her now.
I don't think we should mention everything, like we said.
No,
but
certainly not, but we should check in with her.
I'm actually quite concerned too, since I was supposed to dance with Leopold tonight, and you know, woman to woman, I'm feeling concerned about what happened.
Right, should we go speak with her? I will, say that I shit the bed, as it were, with Hester, socially.
It's messy.
Yes, it was. Pardon the expression, but it was rough. So if you'd like to do it yourself, by all means, I'm happy to come with you. I just don't know how much help I'll be able to provide.
I shall try. I'll keep an eye out. Maybe it goes poorly.
Wonderful. No, I'm sure you'll be wonderful. Genuinely, you're quite charming, lovely, very persuasive, and
Thank you.
Quite.
She's a really bad curtsy.
cunning. But listen, if you'd like to go together, we can. But I think you should do the talking.
All right. Yes, I will try, and I'll make some sort of gesture if I need you to swoop in and save me.
Wonderful.
All right.
Yeah, so you're gonna walk around? You walk past Leopold, who like catches your eye and says, Miss Gilbert,
Mr. Fenton,
it's so good to see you.
you as well. Do excuse me. I shall return.
Oh, please, yes, please do. I would, yes, please do. I'd like to apologize, to you for my conduct of this evening, and
Quite all right. You're free to dance with
Miss
whomever you
Blackwell.
want.
Hello, Miss Fenton.
yes.
Charmed.
And walk.
Yep.
Brisk walk.
Leopold looks also pretty shaken.
Oh.
Oh yeah, no, like so like he has fucked up and he knows it. Something he did not.
Oh, like that was an accident.
Yeah. No, he has miscalculated something. So he's also
Interesting.
Interesting. All right. In that case,
Would you like to stay and talk?
kind of. It's gonna be a little inappropriate, but I'm gonna do it anyway. What the fuck? Yeah, I'm gonna stick around.
I love that the more interested Lenora gets, the more she abandons.
Just doesn't give a
Right.
Mrs. Gilbert, let me know if you need me. I'll be over here.
I do think that's a good idea.
Mr. Fenton, could I borrow you for a minute, knowing that he needs a rescue?
he says I'm sorry, I borrow?
Sorry. To speak figuratively, I This is, I think, after Miss Gilbert has walked away.
Yes. He looks after her.
Yeah.
Very, small, abandoned wet dog.
Yeah.
Energy.
I wanted to pass along some information from my friend, Miss Gilbert, and I figured it was improper to do it while she was still standing here.
It'd surely be more improper to talk behind her back.
Don't worry about it.
I apologize. I feel like I must worry on the behalf of Miss Gilbert's reputation and honor.
Oh, of course. Nothing to compromise her reputation or her honor. Just, could I just speak with you for a minute?
Give me a persuasion. a charm or a fast talk. He doesn't want to go anywhere with you.
I love that. That's funny. It's really good. Yes. That's oh god, what is charm? I think it's pretty. Yeah, that's a hard success.
Yeah, you need a hard success. He says, I never turned down a lady. Would you like to take a tour of the portico?
That would be wonderful, thank you. I think Lenore's falling apart, like, socially, but it's just like, I really need this information.
You can see he walks through, and yeah, he takes the long way around.
Leopold and Spencer.
Spencer's still talking to Robert. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, so he takes the long way around, gives Sally another longing glance, and goes out here.
Do I see it?
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Okay, well, I'm being
The boy is not being subtle. So you guys have made it out to the portico. You see your brother also gives you a kind of like, rescue would be nice. I've been talking to people for a long time.
If you're enjoying yourself.
So you roll up to
4 weeks.
As much as you want.
4 weeks. So you roll up to Hester. She's sitting sort of next to her father, but not that close. And as Leopold you can see, is sort of happening at the same time. So you can see that Hester's sort of keeping an eye in her periphery for where Leopold is.
Okay.
Just doing I'm standing here, feeling calm, feeling fine, dying and screaming on the inside, but you wouldn't see. I'm calm. I am a breeze on the lake. It is a placid lake.
Well.
There is no breeze. I am not the breeze. I am the lake.
Hester.
Miss Gilbert?
I'm ever so surprised to see you here in the corner, not dancing.
Just needed a moment to catch my breath, you know.
Of course.
There's only so much dancing one can do.
You seem to be hitting it off with Leopold.
Yes, he's quite charming, but, yes.
That he is, very charming. You know, woman to woman, I quite fancy him myself, too.
I'm not sure. He's all yours. He's all yours.
I'm quite surprised that you wouldn't want to dance anymore. I mean, of course, love is a matter of many complicated things, and it's not a competition, but is everything all right?
But no, of course, everything is very fine. I just decided the Fentons are not for me. So she clearly did not mean to say that. It's just I feel like I'm terribly sorry. I'm so exhausted from the dance. I cannot string words together. You can give me psychology if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
spend
points.
the points.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend some points so that it's a pass. Just a regular one.
Yeah. On a regular, she means it's not just Leopold. Like it is another Fenton as well. It's not like the concept of the family in general, but someone else as well that she is scared. So she's really, really scared and trying desperately to hold it together so she can just make it through.
Oh, well, have you had any other riveting conversations tonight, or have you mostly just spent your time with Leopold? I've been having lovely conversations with some of the new people I've met here.
That's really great. No, I have just spent the whole evening with Leopold. Of course, my mother is very excited to be here, and so
Of course.
on her recommendation, but no, I think that we are just not suited for each other.
Oh.
So,
Is it odd to be back here? I know that you've visited more casually in the past, having familial relations to the previous owner.
yes, it certainly is a change, and it's always difficult when you come back to a place that's not. Excuse me, I really must get some air. If you would excuse me, I will be back. And as you're saying this, Leopold has come round in the portico, so she does the, like, I'm gonna go get some air, oh shit, no, I'm gonna go dash out this way.
Okay.
And you see her run out this way. You're not sure exactly where she's going, but she exits the ballroom in a rush.
Do I see her?
Do you see
She
her?
passes by the curio room. Do I see her pass
Yes. Yeah, you see her pass by. Yeah, absolutely. She's not, like, it's one of those, like, once she gets out of the ballroom, she's not making any effort to be subtle.
Okay.
So she dashes.
While you're keeping a
Yeah.
lookout, Bones is just leaned into the cage going, murder. 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 Murder.
A few more tries.
Murder.
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 Well, what the?
Murder.
Murder. Polly, want to murder?
I know what you
That
did.
one's name isn't even Polly.
Swab the deck. Murder on the deck. Murder on the deck.
Murder in the house. Murder at Redworth.
Scat in the house.
Getting there. Getting there.
Getting closer. I'll be right back. You would duck out
Yeah,
for Hester.
so there's a couple of other people in the room, but they're like their servants kind of replenishing the dining snacks and stuff. And yeah, so Hester's sort of hyperventilating in this corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to him. Miss Hillgrove, are you quite all right?
I'm so sorry. I am there's too much dancing, and I found I need to take some air.
Yes, of course. Here, come. Let's find you a place to take a seat. I would like to lead her to the secondary parlor, which appears to be empty. You can get her sitting down. You appear to have had a fairly traumatic experience in the last couple days. Are you sure there's nothing I can do to help you, Miss Hillgrove?
Have you ever hypothetically, just have you ever made a terrible, terrible mistake?
Yes, I believe I can relate to that.
And if you tell anyone, it will ruin everything. And you can't possibly tell anyone, but you can't also just not do anything. You would.
Yes, I do understand a great deal of all that.
Because no one else, no one in your family knows. So it's just you who has to deal with a mistake, and you can't tell them because then they would know. And they would also be ruined. But if anyone found out, you would be ruined, and then they would also be ruined.
Is this a mistake that is still at this stage rectifiable?
Very much no.
I'm gonna just take her hand, give it a little squeeze, and like, is there something you wish to tell me, Miss Hillgrove?
She starts crying, just like weeping on your shoulder. Says, I can't, Miss Waldron, I truly, you have been so kind, but I cannot have you involved. Cannot have anyone, I would not bring this upon you.
Oh, my dear Miss Hillgrove, there is very little you can do to worsen my situation.
No, sort of pushes up, says, no, you've been very kind. I understand that you may be speaking from a certain similarities of the heart, and if it were just that, I believe that we could share in each other's pain and by that lessen them. But I'm afraid that even the most benign of intentions can have consequences that you did not expect. And though your offer is very kind, Miss Waldron, I'm afraid I have to deal with this myself somehow. If you excuse me, I'm just sit here and collect my thoughts. I'm
gonna get up and be like, yeah, but before I go, I'm gonna say, there are many situations in which we may think ourselves unsalvageable. But if you ever wish to consider yourself having the possibility of recovery, I am here.
Give me a persuasion.
What's my charm?
Push it.
I will push it.
Push it. You gotta push
How
it.
are you gonna push it?
I think I'll... Might just try to give her a hug.
All right.
Yes! Okay!
Oh, good, 'cause this did not work for me.
That is a hard pass. That is... No, it's a regular pass, but...
Your regular pass.
Good.
She sort of like crumples into you a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Says,
I give her a handkerchief.
it was a petty, I didn't mean to do it. I didn't know. It was just supposed to be a prank. It was just supposed to like itching powder. It wasn't.
Oh, my Jimmy so gruff. She
continues crying on
Yeah,
you.
she's just sobbing.
She's
Just gonna be
just-
like,
And now everyone's dead, and I think it's my fault.
I can assure you, this is not your fault. However you may think it to be, I know that your intentions were good, and if anything wrong has resulted because of them, it has been at the hand of some other, not you. That much I can tell.
But, Miss Anne, Miss Waldron, surely, even if a course was set by another, that we are all our own ships under our own sail, and I could have chosen a different path.
Sometimes a ship is blown afoul of a wind, and the sail cannot be faulted for the wind that went into it.
You really think so?
It is merely behaving as it was intended to.
What do I do now? Because I can't undo it. The only thing I can do is bring further ruin upon my... Do I submit? Because if I do nothing, I will end up dead. I will be dead before these balls are out. I'm sure of it. But perhaps it would be for the better. Perhaps that is the way out.
No.
Not for me, but for my family.
Is there a reason that you fear for your life?
She sort of realizes what she has just told you. But she says, is there a reason that you're asking?
Well, you have just admitted to me that you seem to fear for your life, and that's fairly concerning.
The wind that we speak of is a cruel wind that I fear will have set others upon a similar path. For reasons...
How many others?
Just the one that I know of. But it's a dear sweet boat that should not be set upon that same path. And yet I fear, due to obligations of the ocean, may be sunk into a current that he cannot pull free from, if that is not too convoluted a metaphor.
No, I understand you entirely. This is gonna sort of use the handkerchief to wipe away her tears.
Thank you.
Miss Hilgriff, it may be best for you, this night at least, to how proficient are you in
my mother has always instilled upon us a great decorum.
Yes.
So,
I need you to call upon that now.
yes.
Nothing must appear wrong in you. You must be as stalwart as the ocean.
The ever-changing ocean.
Yes. I was trying to find a way to make it fit the metaphor, and it just didn't.
An ocean cliff, perhaps.
Yes, yes, the cliffs.
The tides? No,
They
those
are
are...
they're changing, ever present, but
very,
yes, no.
they know what they're doing.
All right, sorry, we're getting too wrapped up in the metaphor. If you are truly in fear for your life, the best thing you can do to protect it is to appear unaffected. No harm will come to you if no one has any cause to fear what you may do.
I'm afraid that ship may have sailed. Given my hasty exit from the... I fear I have already gone out in some attention-drawing hysterics. I do not know how many may have noticed. I tried, but I think I can continue that.
What is done is done.
Yes.
We can only now adjust our behavior to overwrite what others might have seen previously with new information.
Yes.
You are unaffected.
I am the White Cliffs.
Yes.
Pale, tall, unyielding.
Exactly. And I am going to lead her out and be like, I will be sure to find you tomorrow night.
Yes.
In the meantime, be clear of ink or anything that looks purple.
She sort of like, she grabs your arm and says, forgive me, Miss Waldron. I feel that perhaps you may understand more about my situation than I initially expected. In the same spirit, may I caution you now that you have involved yourself to avoid any of the food and drink of this evening.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was handed to you, especially. I will not be eating or drinking anything the remainder of the evening.
I think that very wise. I thank you for your warning. And I'm going to escort her just up to the ballroom. I don't want to draw attention to her by entering with her.
Do I see them as they walk by?
Yes, absolutely.
And then I'm going to run back to Bones and be like, don't eat anything. Or drink. And then I'm going to...
Murder. Okay.
And then
Don't eat or drink
go
anything.
back into the ballroom to look for Sally and Lenora. And
Okay. Hester immediately goes, her mother is encircled, but she goes and sort of posts herself right beside her father. And
Very good.
does not move.
Bones has a panic moment.
Yes.
And realizes that Jessica is a drinker and runs to her.
God.
Yes, you see Jessica in the middle of a conversation. So she's just sort of standing on the sidelines with Beatrice, and Reverend Wallace and Dr. Brown are talking to each other. And Jessica sees you with a drink. Watch this. Watch this.
Might I pull you into the hall?
Just
I
one.
can't
Just,
wait. Jessica.
just one. And she's like, falling. Just one question. So if there is a god, what were the ramifications
Jessica.
of the metaphysical spirit that we experienced yesterday?
Jessica, get into the fucking hallway.
A gasp.
She comes into the hallway. I grab her drink and I want to smell it.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a tracking or an intelligence.
Tracking's good.
You good?
Sorry, I'm very stressed.
Oh, this is all stressful. I don't know about any of this.
Oh my god, that was incredible.
That is a 9, which is an extreme tracking success.
Wow! Yes.
Absolutely.
I can't believe I got that.
You
Damn.
blessed the day.
You blessed it with the catch.
You smell nothing. It's like some reasonably interesting.
hemlock
No
smell.
hemlock.
Nothing concerning.
No hemlock. On that tracking, you do. There is a faint whiff of it somewhere, but more as if someone who had it spilled on their person or like was wearing something like as a perfume had sort of just like walked past in the past couple of minutes.
But not on Jessica.
Not on Jessica, and you don't smell it on anyone else either. It's really more like when someone wearing a strong cologne will walk through a space, and then like that will remain on the air. And only with your extreme tracking do you notice that it's imperceptible to anyone else.
Yeah, Bones is a big sniffer.
But yeah, so like you don't smell it in any of the wine around. Doesn't seem to be in any of the drink here.
Bones, I think it's probably more serious than Jessica's ever seen him. He's like, Jessica, I need you to not drink another thing
No, absolutely.
while you're here. This is very serious. There is potential life-threatening situations.
I can control myself.
No,
What is the issue?
Jessica, I'm talking poison.
No, I did understand that there was something more than just not drinking.
Right.
It was somewhat, yes, evident.
Don't
Poison.
poison. Do not drink. Do not eat. Be careful where you breathe.
I will endeavor not to breathe.
Be careful. Do not take any hard inhales if you detect a certain odor.
Yes.
Jessica, I think it might be best for you to go home. I worry about you being here. You
Where is
have a
Zachary?
target on your
Where
back.
is Zachary?
Zachary is on his way home.
Actually,
Yes.
it's not. Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, do you think that someone here is targeting?
I don't know who they could be targeting, but I know they're at least targeting young Miss Hillgrove and potentially young Miss Waldron, potentially me, potentially you. It's unclear.
Miss Hillgrove.
Yes. We'll talk tonight.
Yes, all right.
I ask that you make your excuses, take leave,
Absolutely.
and we'll talk about
should
tomorrow
I bring
night.
young Miss Waldron with me? Should I?
Miss Waldron is very capable. I think she's got her situation under control. I just don't want any harm to come to you. I can't lose another friend.
She gives you sort of a very chaste pat on the shoulder, given that you're in somewhat full view of everyone. And hallway. She says, "Okay, I feel myself becoming a bit wearied from the evening. I think I shall retire slightly early. I must go pay my respects to the hosts, as I am departing quite early. But after that, I will depart post haste.
Thank you. I love you.
You're a good friend, Hans.
And then I would like to follow that smell as best I can with that tracking.
Good
I have two
stink on the
guesses.
wind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very concerned for the Fenton brothers.
Yeah, me
So
too.
follow that. I'm gonna with your 9. I think you're just gonna follow that. Follow that straight to leave.
Before all that happens, I think there's a conversation, and I also was going to plan it.
Yes, absolutely. No. So
Yeah.
this is happening.
Christ.
Yeah, you definitely hear. Jessica's gonna make her way. So we're gonna circle back a moment ago. So you escorted on the arms of Mr. Leopold Fenton. You arrived at the portico. You see there's a couple of gentry you don't know. Mr. Graves is out here, but otherwise you think you can keep it low. You're relatively safe.
How old is Leopold?
20?
Okay. Lenora's 24. Miss Gilbert is
19.
19.
Everyone is
Leopold's
17.
20.
17. Yeah.
I think Lenora is going very, older sibling about this, where it's like, I have a couple of years on you, I'm concerned about you. And I think that's kind of the tone we're setting. I think mostly kind of dispensing with some formalities as much as she can. Mr. Fenton,
Miss Blackwell?
I know we haven't spoken much. I hope you'll forgive any impropriety.
Oh, no, of course.
But, frankly, well, I'm here in part escorting, you might not know this, in part escorting Miss Gilbert to the dance.
Ah,
And,
I was unaware.
yes, well, she's got a few people looking out for her. And my brother Layton and I are two of those people. And you'll forgive me for saying I've been rather concerned for her. I know she quite enjoyed her time dancing with you on the first night of the ball.
Yes.
you seemed to feel similarly. And then suddenly things sort of shifted. And I understand that young love will do what it will do. But I would ask for the preservation of young Miss Gilbert's reputation that you be careful with her heart, if you can.
Oh, he looks deeply affected at this. He says, I believe that my next steps will be to seek out Miss Gilbert and apologize and attempt to rectify any of the societal damage that my misattention may have caused.
I don't think any damage has been done. I just caution you to...
that's good.
I just caution you to be careful. I'm sorry, I can't help but notice you and Miss Hester seem scared, both of you. I'd like to keep this conversation between us, if you don't mind, but you look terrified.
I apologize. It is a great deal of pressure hosting a ball. This is
Darling, please be honest with me.
I'm afraid I don't know what you mean. Lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's transparent as a window, even by 18th century standards.
I think there are a lot of people here who are very good at keeping secrets, myself included. Perhaps you are as well. I've reason to believe that some people here might be in danger. And I worry for some of the people of your generation, yourself, Miss Hester included. All of you seem... Are you being... I don't know if I want to be this bold. Do you feel in any danger, Mr. Fenton?
I don't believe that I'm in any danger, but I think that perhaps you may have been, there are many people who are good at keeping secrets, and in Redworth, I find it is best to not go looking for them.
Of course.
You'd have a good night, excuse me.
If Hester had popped over, and I have seen them now on the balcony.
Yeah. I think
If
Leopold is about to leave this conversation unless there's something you want to do before Sally interrupts the two of you.
Mr. Fenton, if you find yourself more concerned, know that I don't care much for propriety, if I'm being honest. My place in this house is not particularly relevant to me, nor do I have much interest in upholding it. The safety of my friends and the people they care about are paramount to me. And Miss Gilbert seems to care a great deal about you, which means that so do I. So, if you find yourself concerned or in any danger, just know you have someone to talk to who, frankly, doesn't give a shit what anyone else in this house thinks of her.
I appreciate the offer of friendship, and I...
Good evening.
You just see the pithy rejoinder he had melt into the air. So do you walk off?
No, if I see Sally,
yeah.
I just let him walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he walks straight to you. Oh, Miss Gilbert.
And I am going to scoop an arm, and I'm going to go right back to the balcony. Maybe
With
another little
again?
side. Yeah, but I was going to just jump right out there with you.
Yeah.
God.
Can I ask something geographically?
Absolutely.
Is the portico, is there a railing on which the other side there is a distance to the backyard grounds?
Yeah, so imagine, so you have the big sweeping ballroom, and which is, it's quite large. I mean, it's got to be 40 feet across. Then there's a wide patio area with stairs interposed with railings.
What's the vertical drop from the railing to the ground?
Oh, 6 feet maybe.
6 feet?
Yeah, it's not...
It's out of sight, but not hurt, it wouldn't hurt someone.
Yeah, I guess if you jump from the top of the railing to the ground, that's maybe 10 feet. Okay. But if you were to, hold onto the railing and drop, the stairs are only 6 feet tall, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll let Sally do her thing before you tell me that Bones gets over there.
Okay.
I've immediately scooped him up. This conversation with Hester has not worked.
So you scoop them up, and
under my breath, I thought all of this would be quite fun, and this horn thing is getting on my last nerve. I'm positively irritated. Come over here.
Miss Gilbert.
Honestly, I want you to tell me the truth. What on earth did you say to make that girl so scared?
Give me a persuasion check. With advantage.
That was already a pass, and then it's just a regular pass.
Just a regular pass. He sort of like looks at both of you. Lenora, are you trying to overhear this? Are you like far enough away? Like what have you done here?
Kind of far away, but like so
like-
obviously. If she could have a cigarette right now.
I'm not being subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lenora's like clearly paying attention, but just kind of like in the background.
So I think Leopold's if we could onto the grounds.
Oh, don't mind me, and I just walk away.
Great. Where are you? You're going further off? Or are you going inside?
I'll just like peek. I'll just go around the hallway a little bit.
Right.
I'm just gonna leave him alone.
Cool.
I'm just gonna ask to go to the grounds.
No. So with Lenora moving, he says, Miss Gilbert, I do not wish to impress upon you or impose upon you more than I already have.
You have not, and the song and dance is getting old. I would like to know what you said that upset her.
But if your offer of support is true, I would be glad to lean upon it. I am just afraid of drawing you further into these matters, which it appears you have quite lost your taste for, and I do not want to impose
No, I
upon...
haven't lost my taste for this. This is quite fun. I just have lost my taste for the dancing and the ball part. I would really like to talk, candidly, please.
I'm afraid that my grandmother asked me to broker a solution between an argument between her and Miss Hester, and I'm afraid that I attempted to ask them to reconcile, and it went really very poorly.
Between your grandmother and Hester?
Yes, we are distant neighbors.
Oh.
And give me a psychology check or a spot hidden.
I'm better at spot hidden. Oh, I'm gonna push it.
Mm.
I'm gonna push it. Fuck it. If I push it,
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to push it by saying, I do know more than you think I do.
Yes.
And that is a extreme
Woo!
success.
Yes!
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh god, okay.
We're crushing it.
No, we are killing it.
You say that, he goes pale. His hand goes to his, breast pocket. And he's wearing quite a dark coat. But it looks like you can see a small vial here. And it's actually, it looks identical to the vial that you found in Annette Fenton's house.
Have we walked to the grounds yet?
You're on the portico.
Yeah.
There are people around you, so if you start yelling, people will hear you.
Yeah.
But you're not going, once Lenora moved away, he stopped moving. So
Okay.
you guys are on this kind of wide patio area, relatively isolated in conversation, but not visually.
Okay.
Says,
Leopold, what is that? And what have you got to do with what's in your pocket?
can't tell me.
I'm not going to tell anyone. I already know what's happening, but tell me
What do you think is happening?
Well, I know that they were poison in your pocket.
How do you know I have poison in my
I
pocket?
know what that is in your pocket, Leopold.
Why
I've
don't
seen
you-
some before.
Why
I
don't
need you
you
to tell
know
me
what I have in my pocket?
Leopold, tell me what you have to do with what's going on.
I can't tell people it's going to ruin my entire family.
Well, perhaps if you tell me how you're involved, we can make sure that this doesn't go any further.
Do you really mean that?
I really mean
Stand.
that. Well, I need to know your involvement first. How do I know that you're not a murderer?
I'm not a murderer.
Well, then tell me what you did.
Be a murderer, then I wouldn't be having any of this problem.
You're being very loud. Lenore just pokes in for a second. If you want to have a private conversation, have a private conversation. God damn it. And then walks away.
As you're saying, what is Bones doing in this moment?
Bones is on a straight warpath for Leopold.
Bones.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Anna's
Bones-
smelling the bird seed in the curio room just to be sure.
The birds. Don't poison the birds. Jesus.
Annette would poison the birds.
She would. Oh.
No, I
Okay.
don't smell anything.
Oh, Lord Almighty.
But like that's a good one. She absolutely would.
she would poison the birds.
As you're walking up, she's so. It's not me. It's my grandmother's. But she's.
Well, we ascertained that much. So what is your involvement? Why do we even know about this?
Hester? And my grandmother? Collaboration, cahoots, somehow? I don't know. Just Hester is responsible for Boulter's death, but also my grandmother is. And so if Hester reveals anything, then my family's ruined.
See,
So my
grandmother
grandmother was
is
like,
implicated,
take care
both
of the
of you."
problem, do it for the family. But I was like, maybe no one has to die. Maybe Hester just talked. Maybe we just talk it out. And that went really badly. As you're hearing this, you pop up.
I am not doing. My mouth was
you-
open, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
actually
see-
doing that. as
Give me
my
a listen
character.
check to see how much of that you overheard.
We're spending, baby. We're spending luck points to make that a success.
Can I like listen in on that? I feel like I'm just
Give
around
me
the
a-
corner,
give me a
like
listen
trying to
check
listen
for
to this
sure.
shit. Like,
So that's a regular pass.
Regular pass?
Oh yeah, hard pass.
Hard pass. Yeah, you hear anything that's not super whispered. So you get like grandmother, Hester's in cahoots, that Leopold was trying to make this not be about killing someone and is sort of been forced
Kind
into
of
this
putting it
situation.
together, right? Like both of us, like yeah.
You hear grandmother in cahoots, but not necessarily like Leopold's innocence. Like his exact role in this.
Bones
Yeah,
is a
that's
little
a
bit
bummer.
like, I mean, he's sort of can be an animalistic person with the way he's traveled, and I think like he's just like the reason it's tracking and not like psychology is he's just tracking Leopold like prey. And are you linked arms with him still?
I think at this point, we're looking at
Yeah,
each
I
other. We're
think-
very,
I
like,
don't think
in each
you're
other's
linked.
faces.
Bones walks straight up to Leopold, kind of puts himself between him and Miss Gilbert, and grabs him like by the shirt,
Okay.
and like leans him up against the railing and says, "Don't scream or I will kill you."
Mr. Bones, and I'm gonna swat at you.
Give me intimidation check. Oh,
I'm not great
You're not
at
very
that.
good at this. Actually,
I have fast talk, but that seems.
I think we can either roll intimidation or, no, do fast talk. I think.
Okay. Regular pass.
Terrified, but I think Leopold does have enough presence of mind to look at everyone else and know that if you really tried to kill him, someone would hear and try to rescue him. So, like, he is terrified of you, but not necessarily that you were going to kill him.
Who is the poison that's on you for? I will only ask once.
Not you or anyone you
I
care
want
about.
an answer.
Leopold, don't be.
It's not for any.
Don't be cheeky.
I don't. Do you know?
Answer the question.
Do you know him?
Yes, this is my friend, Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones, Leopold.
You're a terrifying person.
Keep your fucking voice down.
Mr. Fenton, you really don't want to run afoul of this. Just lurking at this point, like.
We need a stealth check from all of you.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was for a second there. I was like, man, I hate that I'm not on the balcony. And then you were like, still talking. Like, I'm really glad I'm not out there with them.
Can I push it?
I got an extreme success, if that helps the group.
Great.
I failed.
Because I got a
Sure.
93, so I need to push
What you gotta tell me what you're gonna do to push it.
it. That's a 43, so it's a regular success. To push it, I push him over the railing. And go,
why you
my
asked.
boy, I'm so sorry. And then I make my way down the stairs like it was an
God.
accident.
And I will scurry too.
I failed as well, so I think I'm gonna push it as well.
Well, if it's a group stealth check,
Yes,
then
if it's a group
the
stealth,
two
you
of them
pass.
pass.
Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, then never mind. I'm not pushing anything.
There's a,
I think Lenora's fail on the stealth check is like. Just an absolute cackle shotgun laugh.
I have in my extreme success. I would like to whisk myself down the stairs, well past Bones, and try to help Leopold up.
Miss Gilbert, this is not...
Are you alright?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh,
Give him a constitution check. He's got a constitution of,
God.
like, 70. He's a younger man.
Young buck.
Mr. Burns, you may want to be
Hey,
careful. There's
yeah.
something quite fragile in his
Totally
pocket.
fine. Breath's been knocked out of him, but he's otherwise totally okay.
Bones fairly calmly walks down the stairs, adjusts his jacket. Coming, my boy! Looks to these two people and is like, the youth. The youth are so clumsy.
Give me a persuasion.
God.
You just pushed someone over a rail.
Yeah. Oh, God! 93 again? How is that even possible?
oh no.
How do I talk myself out of this?
Finger guns.
And Macaw swoops in and helps.
Okay, those finger guns work.
I pushed it to a 33 by being like, you both look lovely this evening, by the way. Like, mildly flirtatious, which is definitely inappropriate, but that makes it a hard pass.
God. Mr.
Yes.
Benton, watch out, there's a railing.
Can I have made my way out there by now?
if you would like, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of on the portico.
I
at this
think
point.
you walk out.
You were
Jessica's
close.
paid her respects, so she's.
I think probably when I sprinted, you were like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we gotta go.
You I think you arrive just in time to see Leopold go over the balcony. So you don't have to make a stealth check. These two people are kind of talking to each other. This is like I don't know, like the keeper of records of the town. And it's Mr. Graves, you dance with him. They're just, it's like, oh, thank you. So they're not super paying attention.
Tips the raccoon cat.
I forgot that's what you were wearing.
That's so funny. That makes it so... It's the actual raccoon just hiding.
So much better.
Like he's traded out the hat and he's just the real deal. Just
Every so often you like pass him
Snoozing.
an almond.
Yeah.
Mr. Benton, is your hat moving?
Wait.
No.
It's got hands.
Do you also come down to the lawn, or you kind of just...
I think I'm just like,
Yeah, that sounds
like I
good.
think I'm just draped over the. Oh, actually, I think I go get Layton really. Layton, darling, come here. You might want to see this. And I think Layton and I just watch from.
yeah.
Anne gets down on the ground and he sees Sally.
Miss Waldron. Welcome.
What's happening? I would quite like to know that myself.
I've tossed young Mr. Fenton over the
Mr. Bones.
Why?
because he
Because he
has
wasn't being
the
forthcoming.
poison on his
Okay, well,
person.
here's the situation is, if you would have just told them the truth from the beginning,
You don't
Leopold.
Stay right where you
Now that he's beyond, like, proper scared, he's complete, like, deer in headlights and, like,
Yeah.
big deer. Big
Leopold's
headlight.
grandmother tasked him with poisoning Hester, but he couldn't go through with it.
Is that true? It was for Hester. No one else. And you didn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
Give me the poison.
Give him the poison.
Don't we all feel a little bit safer now?
No, definitely not.
Mr. Fenton, will your witch of a grandmother harm you for not doing this? Kill you for not doing this? The fact that that was not a quick answer is very concerning.
She's very scary.
Mr. Fenton, what is your plan for before the masquerade tomorrow?
Well, sort of focused on the immediacy. Hadn't really made a lot of long-term plans.
Do you know
I
the
sleep.
nature of Boulter's death?
I assume my grandmother had something to do with it.
But you don't... Who...
I know that Miss Hester did something. I'm presuming it was the hands by which my grandmother enacted the death of Mr. Boulter.
So neither
But-
of you were actually involved. You're pawns.
Yes, I'm definitely a pawn. Not involved at all.
Hester seemed to have been under the impression she was delivering itching powder of some kind.
that it would not have been the first time that my grandmother has said one thing and meant another. I would find
To what end?
Oh shit, Mr. Fenton.
To what end of...
To what end did your grandmother, other than... Was it all about the Fentons inheriting the house? Why are the Hillgroves involved?
The Fens would never have access to the house while Mr. Willoughby would have been alive.
Well, yes, no shit. You needed to kill Boulter.
Your brother
we're
has
moving
told us
past
all
that.
about
Yes.
case law
Yes.
and whatnot.
Well, the only way they could have gotten any kind of poison into the house was through the Hillgroves.
Through the Hillgroves. So Hester was the delivery system.
Correct.
Yes.
She had no idea. When did your grandmother give Hester... What did she give Hester, do you know?
My grandmother has many... She's kind of an apothecary unto herself. We are distant neighbors. Well, we were before we moved to Redworth. Mm-hmm. So it is not uncommon for us to encounter each other at a county ball or even to call upon one another infrequently. It really could have happened at any point.
Your grandmother would have given it to someone, very well knowing they could have used it themselves.
I think that she probably would have pointed Hester along the path of, as you say, a petty prank or a revenge. But also I do not think my grandmother is at all averse to collateral damage, and the second
I do not think
youngest...
it was meant to be delivered specifically to Boulter. I think it was meant to appear as an accident and a harmless vial of ink.
Who all knows of your family and the Hillgroves? Who at this party is aware of these machinations?
Well, I mean, anyone who would know that we were relatives.
Can you please just... I need clear answers from you, Leopold, or I will hurt you again.
I'm afraid I need a clear question from you.
List me the names of Fentons and Hillgroves who are aware of this situation with the poison.
I truly believe that it is just Hester and my grandmother.
Not your mother.
No.
From above.
Yeah. So, and then she just knocks a little tiny sandwich out of Layton's hand. Don't eat that, it might be poison.
I've had 6 of them.
I know, darling.
Do I need to... Am
Oh, don't have
I
7.
going to die?
Probably not.
Miss Blackwell, could you calm your brother down?
Yes, of course.
I must... Charcoal. Is there any activated charcoal?
Oh, God, shut up. No, you're fine.
But you just said it...
It might be, but it probably isn't. Everyone's got to die eventually, Layton.
But I am too pretty to die now!
I know. And you will be a beauty in death as you are in life. Shut up.
Thank you.
How many drinks did Lenora have in the last 10 minutes?
Like 2 for sure. Not your mother, though.
No.
Really?
She's...
Oh, not your mother, sorry. No. Hester's mother.
Patty.
Patty, yes, of course. I get everyone's mothers mixed up.
I rather think that she's been more concerned with just getting everyone married. It's been a little exhausting, frankly.
Oh, yes, I can relate to that.
I wonder if perhaps Annette was merely taking advantage of a situation and saw
She's very good at that.
that Patty was very desperate to get her children married off, was likely to take them to the Willoughbys.
And suggested the idea, potentially.
Yeah, could have potentially
Very
split a
sneaky
bug
and
in her
dangerous.
ear.
I really...
Should we take her out?
Killing people is not the answer. I thought
Well, certain people.
Mr. Poe!
I've been all over the world, Miss Waldron, and the most dangerous animal on this planet is other fucking people. Like Annette Fenton.
I would rather
I really
not.
thought I was going to have a comeback, and then I didn't.
I really wish for no one in my family to die.
I would never do that to you, Leopold.
My grandmother is my family?
Sure,
In theory?
for now.
Very confused. Miss Gilbert. May I beg of some assistance?
Yes,
Can we
Miss Gilbert.
please not kill... I do agree that we don't want to kill Leopold's grandmother.
She's already old.
Oh, well,
and she's
it's not
clearly evil.
Well, if she dies after a confession, that would be more helpful.
She's on her way out.
Thank you,
need
Miss
your
Blackwell.
grandmother to confess.
Yes, exactly.
I do feel poorly. You're going to lose the house, but it's not yours
You are
to
going
begin
to
with.
lose the house.
All right.
Definitely
Do you
going to lose the
understand?
house.
We have to put the correct inheritor back in their place. You do agree, right? It's the right thing to do, Leopold.
Leopold, look at me. Answer the question.
I think you're rolling persuasion with advantage now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on. Yeah, that is just regular pass. It's fine.
Can I look at her when I answer the question?
No.
I do not know inheritance law. That is firmly my older brother's purview.
Mm-hmm.
A great wrong has been done, and I believe that my family should answer for that wrong. I do not know the outcome, but surely that there would be a fair trial. If there could be a fair trial, then that honor could be satisfied, and Redworth would go to the legal owner. I would assist you, even if it comes at the detriment of my own family.
Well, it's rather boring, but it would work.
That's very good of you, Leopold. Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Are you quite all right? I'm going to be
No!
kinder again.
Absolutely
Over.
not.
Do you need anything?
I'd need for this never to have happened. But
That sounds
Too late for
like
that.
exactly how you should handle this going forward. This never happened.
You never had a conversation, but when the time comes, you'll be very honest and forthcoming about what you know.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
I do believe your grandmother's going to be terribly awful about the whole situation. I doubt there will be a forthcoming confession from her.
There's still the option.
Neat.
If she
It might do in young Mr. Fenton's favour if you were to dispose of the contents of that vial and then give him back the empty one so that he might at least make some kind of convincing that he did attempt to poison Miss Hillgrove.
And we'll go
that's
talk to
a very good
Hester.
idea.
Perhaps Hester can stay away
And-
tomorrow.
I do not know if Miss Hester will be able, without explaining why, I do not know if she'll be able to avoid the final party. I will say that I do not know that my grandmother will, what is the phrase, come quietly for any trial. So really it was more about the inheritance of the house. I want that to be dealt with fairly for my father's sake.
Right.
Whatever my grandmother has brought upon herself, you seem very concerned about the justice of that, and I may leave that in your capable hands.
Very good.
Wonderful.
Were like flasks a thing?
Yeah.
I put the poison into my personal flask. I empty it, put it in, and then give him the empty vial. So I have it, but in a
He
different.
wraps it in his handkerchief and stuffs it. I don't have any two vials. My flask is.
Can I try to
packed away.
hide that from them?
Yeah, give me a sleight of hand.
Oh, that you've kept the poison?
Yeah. I want to make it look
from
like I
us.
dumped it from the three of you. Yeah.
You give me a spot hidden, the three of you. We'll do it.
I'm not good at sleight of hand.
We'll do
so
a
it's
post
very
roll.
likely. Yeah.
Ooh, baby!
I think I'm preoccupied.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
Leopold.
right.
Hard pass.
Hard pass.
Regular pass.
Definite fail.
Yeah, you get clocked. Actually, I'll see if Leopold notices. This is the spot hidden. I don't know. He's got like maybe a 40 in this.
Oh.
He notices. Yeah, so he spots you as well. Does not say anything. He'll let this happen.
I'm not gonna stop
Yeah,
you.
me neither.
Yeah.
I think he figures that if Bones wanted to poison someone, like getting access to a poison is not going to be. It's not
really
like
not
really
the biggest
yeah.
impediment for him. Yeah, for
no,
sure.
absolutely not.
But there's something to the poetic justice of it being her poison.
Sure, we're all about the poetic justice. Absolutely.
Metaphysical justice.
As one might say. Yes, so Leopold puts it back. He says, actually, Miss Gilbert, if I could trouble you for a dance?
I'm really so terrible at dancing.
Okay.
I'll dance with you, but can you please lead aggressively?
No one has ever asked me to do that before.
I need you to do it.
I can for
Okay,
you,
pull it
Miss
together,
Gilbert.
Leopold, and we're
All right. Yes, Miss
out.
Gilbert.
Watch out for the railing, Mr. Fenton.
Okay.
Leopold,
Yes.
one more thing.
Mr.
You will
Horsefinder?
speak very nicely of me to your parents, so that I am invited back to the masquerade tomorrow.
You will.
How you very clumsily tripped over the railing, and I very valiantly came to your rescue.
It was quite brave of you.
Exceptionally heroic.
Wonderful.
I'll
Thank you,
I'll
Leopold.
I'll try. I'll do my best. Yes.
Thank you for helping my friend.
Yes,
Great.
Miss Gilbert.
Right. We dance.
I think Bones is like, well, folks, I think I will be taking my leave for the evening
Seems so smart.
and leaving from outside.
Absolutely. Great.
Mr. Bones.
Great call.
Done.
Cheers, Miss Blackwell. Cheers.
Alright, you head off. God, amazing. So, Anne, Sally, and Leopold head back to the dance floor. And Anne, what do you do in this moment?
Perhaps we should continue to plant some seeds, as it were, that might help us garner a confession tomorrow.
Oh, certainly.
I have some training I still wish to do with the macaws.
Wonderful. Have at it.
You can
I trust you'll think of something clever.
Surely.
you can write down and tell me what you train them with if you want.
Oh, incredible.
Oh
my gosh.
I'm obsessed.
You're quite good with animals, Miss Ford. I really admire it.
Alright, you walk past them, back to the macaw room, and then Lenora, what are you gonna do?
Just gonna stand there with Layton for a minute. How are you doing, brother?
I would like to know if I'm going to die. That would be great.
Oh no, you're not. I'm sorry. I was just kidding.
That's really, sister,
Yes?
dearest sister. What the fuck?
Layton, I do want to apologize to you. It's been quite a stressful few days in a way that I wasn't really prepared for.
No.
And I'm certain that you weren't.
I mean, I'm always prepared for these to be stressful.
Right, but not in the same way. There's sort of rather a lot of murder going around and things like that. I'm a bit worried for you. Just make sure not to... I think you're out of danger, but maybe just don't get yourself too involved. I know I've been sort of involving you, but perhaps take yourself out of it.
So I should stop talking to you and not do anything?
Yes. I think perhaps just focus on enjoying the party. And,
The party where someone is trying to kill everyone. Someone.
someone's trying
And
to kill
you,
someone.
maybe.
No, no one's trying to kill me. No one pays attention to me.
Okay.
Layton, no one here has really noticed my existence. I'm fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. You are a beloved author.
I am. But
I'm your
Lenora,
sister.
you are okay, right? You're not...
Of course.
Because if you die, the books will stop. And that's bad.
That
but also,
is
I don't
true.
want you to die. Sorry, that was out of order.
No, but they'll be but they'll be published. You know, people will hear. People will hear me.
Sister, if you do not survive this, I will write your final book.
Oh God,
and
please don't.
publish it.
You cannot ruin my legacy like this.
I will publish several books.
Layton, look.
Yes. Poison at Redworth Manor.
Uh,
It says, yes.
Please be careful.
I think that would do nicely.
Look, I'm not going to call upon you to be brave. I know that you are.
Absolutely not.
Right. I didn't want to call you a coward. That would be rude.
Sister, between it, we know the truth.
Right.
All
Right. If you want to help, you can start dropping hints about the new book and perhaps pepper in some details pertaining to the conversation that we just witnessed. Obviously changing names and situations, of course, but you could pepper in some rumours and sort of spread them around a bit if you like. If you don't, I hold you under no obligation to do it, and you're free to enjoy the evening as you wish, and you can have as many weeks of vacation time as you'd like as soon as the book is published. Truly, I do appreciate you, and I don't want you to be in any danger.
I don't want you to die either. It would be heinously inconvenient.
Thank you so much. That's so kind of you, Layton.
Anytime. And he walks back off to continue dancing. Yeah, so I think, unless there's anything that you guys want to do in this house before the next day, I think we'll transition. Is there anything you guys want to do in this moment? Sally might want to say goodbye. Oh. I like that one. Alright. Fun. Yeah, so the evening starts to wind down. It takes you a fair amount of time to train these macaws, so I think that you're kind of be here till it's over.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, that's funny.
You see Layton moving between people. He seems to have tried to ask about inheritance law once or twice and been subtle that way and has switched entirely to talking about ghosts. You hear
Great.
some, especially Reverend Wallace, but a couple other people talk about the spectre yesterday and the poltergeist activity today, and just debates going back and forth between it being sort of a show put on by the Fentons to heighten the drama of the evening, a legitimate haunting, or something in between.
Yeah, I'm going behind corroborating his story. Being like, I saw it. It was terrifying.
Absolutely.
That'd be kind of fucked up if the Fentons were doing a poltergeist gag.
It's kind of funny. I'd like them a little more if they were, honestly. It's kind of like less uptight if they were.
It's pretty good. Yeah, so you've kind of, the evening peters out. Leopold sticks to you like glue the entire evening, and attempts to avoid Hester, who kind of sits in the corner, and his grandmother as well. It doesn't look like she makes any attempts, but you do feel her eye on the back of your head.
Yeah.
Whenever you're not looking.
I think she'll try to dance a few times. They're all very bad, but he's extremely enthusiastic.
He really is.
Can he give her advantage?
I don't think
it's gonna make
My dancing is
I think he can obviously tell that you're terrible at dancing. I think he keeps you from embarrassing yourself to everyone else.
Yeah,
more
I think
or less.
that's fine. I think, it's not good. No one will leave saying, "Oh, look, such grace." Yeah, but and she's actually kind of taken with it. It's very charming, and it's very sweet.
Oh,
so she'll say goodbye.
So he says,
quite sweet.
yeah, he sends you off in his carriage again, and you.
I think I'm going home with the Potses are dropping me off this time.
And how you've already absconded.
Yeah,
how
I
do
grab
you get
Nigel
home?
and
Do you just head home with once Layton kind of finishes?
Yeah, I take Layton through the library exit. See something interesting, and then we walk through the library exit and go home.
This is just like one of your books.
One of your books, Layton.
There's no one around. Why is it so?
Be careful.
Still so smoky in here.
Yeah, we just walk out through the library.
All right. So everything clears up.
Someone should crack a window.
And Leopold, as he sees you off, says, "So I will wait for you tomorrow."
I'll be back tomorrow. Don't be suspicious.
I will do my utmost.
If your grandmother asks, you did what she asked. It's not up to you whether or not Hester actually finished a drink.
It's very fair. If somehow I die before you come back,
Why would you say that?
I'd just like to express that this has been one of the best nights of my life, and I'm would be happy. Don't want to die, but I would die happy.
That's so grim and kind.
Good evening, Miss Gilbert.
Good night, Leopold.
That's so sweet. He's a little taken aback by your use of his first name, but he just...
Yeah, she's being way too...
Yeah.
She's given up on this
A
thing.
lot has happened to Leopold in the past couple hours. He doesn't really
big
clock
day.
it.
Welcome to the Planescape, where good and evil clash, where law and order maintain their delicate balance. Among the legends written in the stars of the astral sea, are these for idiots?
That's how we do it on the plane of fire.
Just don't break any of the furniture, alright?
Everyone who doesn't have fire resistance and is eating the hot sauce, please make a constitution saving throw.
Hey, mate.
Their aim
repeating history.
And fortunately, my arms of the astral self have a 10-foot reach, so I don't even need to close to whack them.
Is that your whole turn? Please say yes.
The crew of the Spelljammer per Aspera take on any job, ill-advised or otherwise, on Rolling with Difficulty, a D&D actual play podcast, led by intrepid alliterative dungeon master Austin Funk, players Sophia.
I'm a really good mechanic, and I'm gonna fire off the next bolt.
Noir.
But just in case, he'll begin putting up his conspiracy board.
Wally.
It's best if I just serve one up for y'all.
And Red.
Oh, okay. A fight's happening. I know what to do.
Explore all the mysteries and hijinks the Planescape has to offer. From the streets of Sigil straight to your favorite audio platform or YouTube, listen along and you'll see that while this crew may not be the stuff of legends yet, they're definitely rolling with difficulty.
So you all head home variously. You come home and you find Zachary ostensibly upstairs in bed asleep. Jessica has been recounting a little bit of what happened to Rebecca, who sort of says, "Sorry.
Hello,
What?
Rebecca.
What have you gotten my son into?" See, Jessica, bless her, has been explaining to me that he's in no danger, and this is totally fine, and you did not sneak him in. And Jessica's like, "Sorry, I cracked."
Jessica.
Cracked.
To be fair, Rebecca, I did not know that there was active threat of poison when I brought young Zachary into the manor. And you're just hearing about the poison for the first time.
Yep.
Rebecca.
This would just be, would be not even good, exquisite.
You loved Boulter like a father.
Yes.
Yes. Wouldn't you want justice for his murder, what we now know was a true murder?
Not if it comes at the expense of
Well,
someone else I love dead.
I will keep Zachary out of the manor tomorrow.
Boulter is already dead.
Yes.
As much as I would... The fact that he is murdered is... I am... in the depths of my soul, outraged that you can't... like, the likes of which you cannot believe.
You
but he
would
is
be
dead.
surprised.
He is dead. So the thing I care about most is that no one else I love ends up dead.
Agreed. And yet, there is also a need for justice.
Jessica says, metaphysical justice.
Jessica, relax.
Sorry. Rebecca, truly, Bones is perhaps not the most eloquent, but he does mean what he says, and it would eat me up to know that there was no justice for Boulter. Rebecca says, no, that's fair, that's true.
I will keep your son out of it tomorrow. He is supposed to be the star of our guild performance. He's supposed to be playing Boulter's ghost.
Star.
And he's quite excited for it. But there's nothing I can say for you to be on board with that.
I can't think of anything that you could say. No. Currently.
What do you both think of just killing Annette Fenton?
Rebecca says, Annette Fenton?
Oh yes, she is the one who murdered Boulter.
Jessica says, I mean, like... Bones?
Yes, Jessica.
I think that Annette Fenton is a snake that should die by her own sword.
Yes.
So, I'm with you.
Oh, sweet.
Absolutely.
Wow. No
Marvelous.
hesitation.
Rebecca says, how did you raise me? How did you raise me?
Rebecca, we are quite literally some of the most interesting people in England. You should be counting your blessings.
That's why I grew up normal. It was a choice.
Some choice. Interesting people.
I will not put Zachary in danger if you ask me not to.
I have been unfair. Zachary is a young man who can make his own mistakes, and if he will follow in your footsteps, it is only a credit to those who raised him, and I hope that some of my good sense will go with him.
I believe it will. Also, he knows the booby traps better than
You need to stop talking.
Yes. Yes, I should take the win. I should take the win.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to quit while I'm ahead and get some sleep.
You all head home, go to sleep. Is there anything you three want to do before you wake up in the morning?
Hide the dress. Take stock of it. How fucked up is it?
Oh, you did try to help someone up from a muddy ground.
Yes.
Give me a reputation roll.
Dun.
Try to roll under your reputation number.
I did not.
Cool. Give me a D6 worth of damage. I think.
This is so much more fun that I didn't get it.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Oh, I only lost one.
All right. What does that drop you at?
Underskirts are a bit muddy.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at 64. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you miraculously. I mean, you're used to getting stains out of things.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, you managed to keep the dress somewhat intact. No, certainly no worse than it was. Not that much worse than it was before the events of tonight.
Anne is going to go through her her sheets to find a particularly haunting melody. Her sheet music.
Sheet music, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
nice. Okay.
What instrument does Anne play again?
Mostly the piano, but like.
Ooh, nice.
A bit of it.
Like the saxophone.
No, it's the pianoforte. Yes, of course.
Yes, mostly pianoforte. Find particularly haunting piece of music.
Oh, that's great.
Unhinged. Love it. Lenora?
I think just very, a little worried about, now the presence of, poison is oh, this shit's real. I think older sister kind of kicks in, helps Layton, take the glass off of his costume.
He needs help.
Waits till he goes to bed and sort of, once he's asleep, kind of, covers him a little bit more and just is I love you.
5 weeks.
And writes everything down.
Incredible. Okay, so that's the day. You wake up. Is there anything you do? So you would get an invitation to the masquerade, essentially saying, "No one died this time. Nothing bad happened. Yay! We're all good to continue day 3.
Wonderful.
The masquerade.
The
ultimate night. Please come, arrayed in your most extravagant attire. When the clock strikes midnight, there shall be an unmasking, and we shall all reveal ourselves."
Oh, perfect.
In a great moment.
Yeah. I think Lenora takes this information and goes, I think with Layton, this is a little, whatever, but I think she just doesn't care anymore. Goes with Layton over to Rebecca in their house.
Yeah.
And just knocks on the door and is like, "Would you like some help with some arts and crafts?"
Oh, Miss Blackwell. Zachary answers the door. Miss Blackwell. Jessica says, come on in.
Wonderful. And I think we come in and just offer assistance with, we gotta figure out where the booby traps are, we gotta make plans, we gotta do shit, we gotta get this going. I think it's fully, Home Alone mode.
Yeah, I think, is there anything, you obviously, I think, could come out
Bones
from
is,
this
upstairs, trimming his, beard and hears your voice and it's "Miss Blackwell, wonderful!"
Would
and
you like some help with some arts and crafts? Yeah.
Layton. And then is "Miss Blackwell, please come. We must discuss the plans
Yes,
and the expose and young Mr. Coulter's help. We have his mother's permission."
Amazing.
He's already dressed in Boulter's outfit, and they're Jessica's trying to pin it together so it fits him.
We get
Gets work.
into it.
Yeah. So you get a rundown of any remaining booby traps,
Yeah.
which I have to give you a list of in a second.
Amazing.
I'm gonna actually write it down.
Yeah, I think we're just cooking up the
Also,
most
Nigel's
deep
working
shit.
on guest 3.
Great. I love it. And I think Lenora's still trying to keep up appearances with Bones a little bit. He's like, "Layton, pay attention. We need you for this."
Layton is just sitting on the couch.
Bones asks Layton 0 questions that entire afternoon of prep.
Oh my god.
Does barely talks to Layton. It's just
I think Layton and Rebecca hit it off.
Yeah,
that sounds
I think
good.
they just sit
Layton's
there.
so sweet. We love him.
He's super great.
I think they get talking about like the latest fashions,
Great.
and it's just they're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Occupied, and Rebecca's doing her best not to notice whatever is happening over here with Zachary.
Oh, and they're just in the shit. Like,
I also, if you guys don't have strong plans, I would think maybe having sent Nigel to like have like an afternoon tea with everybody, like, or a lunch or something, so that this group has a chance to talk before we're in the shit.
Yes.
I would like to invite everybody to a lunch with the Prancing Pony on me.
That's
perfect.
If Nigel came to me.
Because I also have a mask for Sally. Like, I show up with a mask for Sally. Maybe some extra lace or like a petticoat if she wants it. Like just some assistance.
Yeah, I think if Nigel shows up at this point, she's like, "Well, I don't have clothes to go somewhere else anyway, so she's gonna have you all come."
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you guys head over, whenever
when we're
you get that set up. I think Zachary stays behind.
Yeah, he's already partially dressed.
Yeah, he's got like you've got some like ghost makeup on underneath the mask,
So good.
something subtle.
Make
you
it
wake
bloody,
up.
Zachary.
Get on the clothes. You hear a knock on your door. It's your father. He says, Sally dear, are you quite all right? You've just been sick for 2 days, and normally you're just so pale. Do I need to call Mr. Brown?
No, please don't
Dr.
call
Brown.
the doctor. I'm okay, Father. I'm gonna open the door. I'm feeling still a little tired. I'm happy to go help today in the tavern. I just think maybe I'll retire early again, get one more good night's sleep, but I can come and help. She's exhausted.
If you wouldn't mind. I mean, it's the night 3. Everyone's sort of getting one last round in before the dance. I mean, we are absolutely swamped. As long as you're sure you're okay.
Of course. And what time did they get home the night before?
I mean, not that late. Probably like 1 or 2.
Okay. And like, I imagine it's not like a breakfast joint. It's just probably like a what?
No, you would traditionally be up at
early? Okay.
very early, yeah.
Okay. So if he's like knocking at...
Yeah, it's probably like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh, brutal.
That's fine. She's young. All right. Off she goes.
I remember being 19.
No, I can help. Have you made the tea yet? I could use some tea.
It says, I mean, the kettle's on downstairs, but are you sure you're all right?
Yes, just tea and toast. Thank you.
Okay. Well, another day.
Another day. And I also think I'm going to look around and see if I can spot any fabrics around the tavern that I can maybe adorn the dress once more.
Give me a spot hidden.
That sounds right.
So
like
good.
give me a spot hidden.
It's a pass. Regular pass.
Pass. There's a couple of like coats that people have left behind.
Lost and found.
Yeah, they're essentially like the lost and found. There's a lot of like ribboning. You could definitely do ribboning.
Sold.
Yeah. Do you wanna do sleight of hand to actually change the dress?
Yeah. Okay.
Come on, Sally.
Depending on how this goes,
Sally.
I'll do. Where are you? Over here. Okay.
Ooh, hell yeah.
That is a hard pass.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. Masquerade is a way more forgiving theme than Diamonds in terms of hand applique.
So I think like whatever was going on with like the red, I think I used like a red something or other. I'm gonna leave that on the waist. I'm gonna add a bunch of stuff on the shoulders, more stuff on the edges to cover up the mud from yesterday.
Great.
And just really, it's gonna be too much.
It is a lot, but it kind of like for a masquerade, it kind of works. Okay. I think you're doing all right. You definitely look different. It has accomplished the I'm not wearing the same dress effect for
but
sure.
None of them are really matching. So it's like red and like blue and like yellow, and it's fine. She's fine with that.
You're kind of aiming for Harlequin, I think.
Great, love.
Big feature of masquerades
So
at
good.
this time-ish. Anne, stagger into bed. Your aunt wakes you up with the same cup of tea.
Oh, thank you.
It's quite all right.
Yes, just a great deal of excitement last night.
Yes, I don't mean to pry, but I did hear about some of it. Just
How much?
well, I did my rounds in the morning, and just she did not expect you to fully pry into this, and did not have quite a good cover story for where she has been. She says, "Oh, just around."
Where have you been? It's very early to have been out. Where have you been?
It's not that early. It's like 10. could do a morning walk.
To where?
Places. I went by the Willoughbys. And I just popped in to say hi to Rebecca and Jessica. Miss and Miss Willoughby. No, Miss Colton and Mrs. Colton, Miss Willoughby, of course. So Zachary.
Yeah.
What of him?
Oh, you love to see it. I was rather hoping you could tell me.
Seems like a perfectly lovely young man. Really couldn't. I really couldn't tell you that much if I'm being honest. I think we've shared about 10 words, perhaps.
He just seemed quite smitten. You secondhand, of course. Just, look, I must be mistaken. Totally my mistake.
Surely. That doesn't seem right. I should be getting dressed.
Of course. I'm just wondering, I care about you. Just want to know what's happening in your life.
I know. But I will bring home so much gossip to...
And a man. Sorry, what?
What was that?
Gossip. I love.
Yes,
I
will
do
bring
love
up
the gossip.
so much gossip tomorrow, and we'll tell you all of what has transpired in the last 3 nights.
I trust that you will handle yourself. All I wanted to say, and you can take this or leave this, just my advice, but, I know you've been hurt before, but that's not a reason not to make a try for you. Young love is wonderful, and you should take it while you have it.
Sure.
Just give him a shot. That's all I'm saying. Or anything a shot.
Oh, he's like, all right. Like, pats her on the shoulders, like, sure. She doesn't believe her.
Her aunt goes off. Yep.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, very much the vibes of, like, your mom tells you a boy has a crush on you, and you're like, okay, Mom, sure. Whatever you say. And then I imagine gets the message from Nigel, gets dressed and heads to the Prancing Pony.
Yeah, you'll head to the Prancing Pony. You've seen Frank Gilbert come in and out. He's disavowed any alcohol and looks pretty reasonably awake and alert.
Are you working at the Prancing Pony when we see you? Like, are you fully just in Sally mode? Great.
Bones walks in and goes, Miss Gibbs! Shh. Wonderful to see you again.
It's so nice to see you. Please take a seat anywhere you'd like, and I'll come by with some drinks in a minute.
Gibbs, is it?
That's right. I will talk to you in a minute.
Very exciting.
Is Mr. Gilbert still
I saw
in the room?
her the first day.
I didn't Mr. Bones, you've known her this whole time.
I had no idea.
You've looked her in the face every single day for the last 2 days, and you didn't.
No, but he's been kind of getting ready, so he's not
easy to miss.
He might be in like the corridor getting a drink, but he's not like paying attention.
Okay, great.
If you wanted to find him, you could, but otherwise he's kind of out of the way.
Okay. I'm gonna go over, bring just a bunch of ales, and since I don't have to play the stupid decorum game, I'm just gonna just slam some drinks and like saddle up next to everybody and start drinking. It's like I'm taking my lunch. So, what's the plan for tonight?
I love this. This is very exciting. Oh, here's your mask, by the way, and I give her a mask and like some hair trimmings and stuff, and just like little bits and bobs.
Thank you. She'll just shove it in her apron.
Well, it must be extravagant, right?
And also public. We will need some manner of public confession in order for this to have any real effect.
And it has to happen at the stroke of midnight, of course. Poetic justice and all that. Unmasking.
The great unmasking.
Of course.
Right.
Anne doesn't get invitations, so that's news.
Oh, yes, here's the invitation. Did any of you get no? I suppose you wouldn't have.
Jessica would have gotten one, still got one.
Wonderful. Here's the invitation. Yes. I'm surprised they're not.
I felt rather out of the loop.
It's a bit rude that they're not inviting you after you saved everyone's life.
I think they're if they send it to you now, they acknowledge they didn't send it the first time. So as long as you keep showing up, they're entertaining this polite fiction that you were totally invited.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, here it is. It should have been for you anyway. Right, so it's got to be extravagant, it's got to be public, it's got to be at the stroke of midnight, and the booby traps. What have we got?
Yes, wait, what do we have to work
We
with?
have several booby traps. The tiger trap at the front door. Yes. The chandelier has obviously been triggered, and they're somewhat aware of.
Yes. So you also know that the bear's mouth can be triggered if someone sticks their hand in it the wrong way, and/or there's like a separate like button.
To trigger that. Okay.
You know that there would be a piano in this parlor, and it looks like you're not quite sure what the piano does, but you think that there's probably some like organ piping to get the sound kind of to travel a bit since it's in the corner here. You know.
As in, you can use it to send sound elsewhere?
Yeah. So like, there should be some production, so if you play it, you'll still be able to hear it in other places.
That's helpful for Anne.
If only someone learned a spooky song.
Okay.
You know that the gallery has eye holes in the paintings, so you can spy through them. And one of these chairs is booby trapped, so you can send someone flying from it.
Interesting.
If you were to sit down in the wrong chair.
In the dining hall?
Yeah.
That's really fun. Okay. And the tiger trap in the front, is that like someone could fall into it? Is it like a pit trap?
Yeah, pit trap.
Great.
That seems like an excellent move for if perhaps Mrs. Fenton tries to flee.
Oh, yes. Old woman in a pit.
And the bear in the curio room, would it theoretically be possible to like be in the secret passage right behind where the bear is on the wall and be like, ooh, I'm the bear talking?
I mean, yeah. Like that, in theory, yes, that is possible.
I'm in the bear.
I don't know if I'd say it that way. Ooh, I'm the bear talking.
Just like that. Yeah.
Would you like to have a picnic?
Yeah, that it's possible, yep.
We could
This is very...
stage sort of, I mean, Layton has been, Layton, thank you so much for doing this, by the way. Layton has been spreading...
Oh, Layton's here? Did you bring Layton?
He's along for the ride. Yeah, he's an accomplice
Layton's
for
always
sure.
here.
Layton's an accomplice.
You're doing a great job of not involving me and having me be very surreptitious. I love it.
Oh, yes, of
It was
course.
going great.
You're right. I said I wouldn't put him in danger, but, like, he's around. Layton's done a wonderful job of spreading rumors about a spectre, and so I'm wondering. There's a lot of, obviously the chandelier, the piano, the sound can travel. There's a trap in there's holes in the walls, and you can send someone flying with a chair. I wonder if we stage sort of a poltergeist incident to happen around about 11:57, and start sort of, we plant people in places that were maybe.
I think it perhaps works best if we also have a focused haunting throughout the night of Mrs. Fenton. Little small things that are happening,
that's
such
wonderful.
that when the big finale does occur.
What if we set all the booby traps
Miss
off on
Aldrin,
her
that's
sequentially?
brilliant.
That's brilliant. I quite like that.
I think perhaps too, if we draw attention to the grounds again, is Zachary going to help us again?
Zachary will be donning the Spectre costume and getting prepared with the strings and the rigging and the pulleys and the,
Wonderful.
Were we going to do that in the main ballroom?
I believe that would be the best place for it, a real show.
I think we go full chandelier drop again. Do we reckon? Or...
Yes, yeah, use the chandelier as a counterweight for Zachary's spectral
Exactly.
flight.
Right.
What?
Miss Waldron, did you finish training the birds?
Oh yes, I actually took to it quite well.
Marvelous.
Birds are very musical animals.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh,
I
yes.
cannot wait. We could put a little note in for Mrs. Fenton, the elder Mrs. Fenton, in the bear's mouth.
Anything to draw her hand in there, I think would be particularly
Sort of like a, what you did.
Yeah. And
Well,
then she gets
vengeance
little-
will
then
be
she gets a little
served.
bit.
Right, and she gets a bit
Oh.
trapped. Be fun.
Could be fun.
Would be fun.
Maybe you
Could be
spill a
fun.
little bit of poison on said note.
No, back to killing her then.
No, just enough
Just
to
a
make you feel a
bit.
little nauseous. She deserves that.
She's around it all the time. She can handle a bit.
Just sort of get the smell on it.
I rather respect the lot of you. My intention is to kill Miss Fenton.
I feel like that's going to be counterintuitive to making this work out for us, however.
I do believe you've made us accessories.
I believe that killing Mrs. Fenton would be fun. However, I don't know that it would be ideal for the young Mr. Colt.
Does it look like it would actually solve anything?
It does seem like justice, but I might not be a part of that. I suppose I'm gonna get away with a lot less than you lot.
Sure.
Right.
Money does,
Class and all
help.
that. I do think it might be in Mr. Colt's best interest for this to happen a bit more cleanly.
For now. She'll die. Maybe not tonight.
Right.
The poison does take days to succumb to from Boulter's experience.
Mr. Bones, I think you must.
You would know that if you gave it to her and she drank it, it would. That's it.
Oh, it was
yeah,
the slow
like,
exposure of
yeah,
the ink.
That's
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
You must do what you must to avenge your friend.
Yeah.
I understand. So, booby trap the place, follow...
Slow haunting.
Slow haunting throughout the night, make it very visible, and culminating in an unmasking.
I wonder if there's a way to restrain her for the final unmasking.
Ooh.
If only I had a kangaroo with me.
Do you have a boa constrictor?
And are you guys gonna make more plans?
No, I'm good.
I
I'm
do
just sort of shooting the shit at this point.
I do think I should mention that the actual Mr. Gilbert will be likely attending the ball tonight.
Oh!
Wonderful.
You could...
You can't be the only person named Mary Gilbert.
There's another Mary.
It's a rather common
It's
name,
one of your
isn't
friends.
it?
But I do believe.
I suppose you will be masked as well.
I will be masked, but
Yes.
it's helpful that I'll be masked. I just may need help dodging the Mr. Gilbert.
Oh, of course.
Proper throughout the night.
Yes. Mary Gilbert won't be there, will she? That's
No,
a bigger problem.
she's fallen. She's taken ill, and she's missing the entire weekend of
pity.
festivities.
Would you like to still go under the guise of Mary Gilbert, or would you prefer a new alias?
I suppose that I'll just continue using that guise, although it might cause some confusion to the guests. Just be aware that that may be a problem throughout the course of the evening.
Right.
Understood.
All right, as you guys finish making your plans, the stage is set, the players in motion. All that remains is to don your costumes and start the show. Next time on Rogues and Romances, we will end it here for now. And return with another episode sometime in the future. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing.
Oh my gosh.